Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome to my channel. Hi, everybody. Oh, I hope you guys are doing well. Look what I started yesterday. I started swatching my inks. And no, these aren't pretty aesthetic swatches. These are really practical swatches that show me what my ink can do, which is exactly what I need them to do. So I'll show you so far, because this is a involved process. So far I just have my new, or all of my Stellar inks swatched. So I have 24 swatches and I put them on this Heidi Swap Rolodex so that I eventually want to get all of my inks on here. Maybe even, you know, whatever. We'll just say inks for now. But what I did is I smeared my inks on and then dropped water on them. I watercolored with them. Then I stamped an intricate image and then I ink smushed the back to see what they could do. And some inks definitely kind of move more or are more water reactive than others. I find that the purples, reds, blues, those are all very water reactive in this line. And so, but these lighter colors, not so much. Just the really saturated colors really react to water. So anyways, I tried to swatch them in ways that I use them. Like I like that they're water reactive. I like to watercolor with them. I need to know what they look like when I stamp with them. So I just, you know, swatched them in ways that I use these inks. And this is how I use them. So I'm excited. Man, there are some really gorgeous colors. I love this Pampas and Crown Me. Oh my gosh. 100% juice is beautiful. It's really nice to see the colors too, you know, and how different they are. So now if I'm like working with a patterned paper or something, I can bring that paper or pop this out and match it up to my paper, you know? Okay, so that was a little housekeeping that I did yesterday when I was watching Desiree. Alrighty, then I wanted to show y'all this. This was, Amazon kept recommending this book and I kept saying, no, thank you. Then my friend Dee Dee got the book and she did a flip through of it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I do want that book because this is the one I was talking about that I think will really help me with mark making. And do y'all remember, because well, I haven't sent it off yet because that's how terrible I am. But anyways, the card that I made on World Card Making Day with Desiree. Let me show you. I have it over here ready to send to her. It's in a pile. But y'all remember this gem? I took an image out of a magazine and then I used my acrylic markers and just colored it in and made a World Card Making Day card out of it. Well, this artist reminds me a lot of that, but what she does is she kind of does that approach, but with everything but the face. So she leaves the faces alone, and then she uses like acrylic paint, markers, that stuff to fill in everything around them. So I ended up thinking, okay, see, like this pattern here that she did in the hair, amazing. I love how she did this whole thing. I mean, I like it all. It's very, for me, aesthetic to look at. I love that she loves bright colors. I like how she layers her patterns. And I thought this is going to help me with my mark making because she works in layers. You know, so for instance, for this dress, she lays down the lightest color, then she'll go in with that hot pink, and then she goes in with the fine details of the circles. And same thing over here, you know, the lightest color back here, then she would write something, then she would fill in around it and fill in on top of it. So it's really cool how she works. And there are hundreds of examples of this. So I ended up giving in and getting it, and I'm glad I did, because I really like it. I like her work. I like supporting artists, and she does do some step-by-step in the beginning, kind of showing her process, and she gives you some step-by-step tutorials of the things she uses. So she uses a lot of acrylic markers, looks like some washi tape, real basic materials, an X-Acto knife, and a ruler. I mean, you can't get more basic than that. Fashion Ads Transformed. I love her circles. Dee Dee does circles too. So I love the circles. Art on wood. Look at these little ditties. So I'm excited. These are collaged layers. Anyways, I really wanted to show this to y'all because Naomi Vona, or Vana, I think it's super cool. So it's called Creative Collage. Maybe your Amazon's been recommending it to you over and over as well. I don't know. All right. Have a super exciting announcement. Let me find. Well, okay. So, hi, Vicki. Hi, Diane. Hi, Michelle. I have an announcement. Guess what? Crafty Critta is carrying my paper pads, y'all. Isn't that exciting? So it's now like global, international. People anywhere can get my paper because Crafty Critta's got it. Now, we're just testing this to see how it goes, but the 2 paper pads that they have are 4 Seasons and Crafty Queens. So these are now available for people in Australia, all over the globe, as well as the United States, because guess what? This one is sold out in my shop. And so I actually don't have this one in stock anymore. And now that Crafty Critta has it, I'm not going to restock it because there's just kind of no point. I do have a digital version of it, but it's different. So I don't release paper pads in a digital version that are the same. I'll add some elements that are the same, but the digital versions are actually different. So I have the digital version, and Crafty Critta has 4 Seasons in the physical paper pad. It's the same size, and also they have Crafty Queen. Now I have some Crafty Queen, but they have it too. So thank you, Michelle and Scott. I'm super excited. I have been designing some new paper, you guys. I'm taking it in kind of a whole new direction. I'm trying some new things, which makes me excited because, you know, I've been taking time off from designing. But I know I've been getting really sweet messages about it. Desiree finally started like nudging me a little harder, you know, a little elbow action, like, all right, it's time. You've had your time off. Get back to work. And now that Scott and Michelle have it, it's like, yeah, I do need to get back to work. So the next paper pad that comes out will be unlike any that I've done so far. And hopefully everyone else will think it's really great too. Thank you, Sala. Thanks for adding that link. So, you know, I never ship internationally. So this opens it up to all of you out there who wanted my paper but couldn't get your hands on it. All right. Next thing, I need to get caught up on, I'm gonna show y'all, I'm behind on my little Zentangle album. I'm on day 19 and today is the 27th. Get it together, Betty Penny. So I need to finish, which is exciting because that means for me there's more tangles. I just haven't done them, but this weekend I did. I'm a part of Desiree's Podia group, and we got together, and ladies and gentlemen, we tangled for like 4 hours. Oh my gosh, it was amazing, in a Zoom. And you know, it was a small intimate group, and it was so sweet and so wonderful. And so I thought I'd show you the tangles I learned this weekend. I learned this one. Hi, Beth. Beth, I was dreaming about you. Funny enough. We tangled Toodles in a frame. I didn't exactly do it the way Des showed it. Let's see. This is my little sketchbook. Dun, da, da, da. Lots of faces. Nope, that's not from this weekend. Let me see. I started using the back page, so they're all mixed up and not in order, because you know, how much fun would that be if they were all in one order? Look at this. We learned Huggins with lace. I finally know how to do Huggins, y'all. I'm super excited. And it's so much easier than I thought it would be. And then Desiree kind of came up with her own tangle, like on the fly, after we did this one, which is really cool. I love this one too. What I love about this tangle is the layering of the parts, how they layer. Let's see, we played a little bit with festoon and holaba. Oh, this one's really cool. And we learned trickle. Look at this one. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love that one. So that was fun. Let's see. This one was the other day when I was trying to remake one. There's a lot of stuff in here. Okay. This started off as my Zentangle book, but it blossomed into like all kinds of things book. So it has all kinds of different stuff in it. Sketchbook. All right. Okay, you're all caught up. Thank you, Sala. Thanks for sharing Desiree's Podia. You know what? Now that you've done that, I think I fell short of adding links to my video the other day on Saturday. I need to go back in and do that. I know I did the text, but I don't think I did the links. It was a very busy day. Okay. So what are we gonna do today, Betty Penny? We're gonna, did y'all go and check out the Sheet Load Rewind? We are gonna play with some of my paper. It's been a very long time. I think we'll play with Crafty Queen and a nod to that collage artist. I got a lot of queens. guess Australia can get the papers. What's cool is Scott and Michelle ship everywhere. So now everybody can get my papers. I mean, there may be a few exceptions, but not many. So there's the queens. What I was going to use today are these half sheets. There's a lot of sentiments and ephemera in these. Let's just use a couple of those. We can use this too. Okay. I won't go crazy. We'll do that, okay? All right, so I have a full sheet, some half sheets, and a whole bunch of queens already cut out. Ooh, I have some that are even already on these little, they're on mats already. I have some sentiments. I've got a lot to play with, which is great. And these are going to be easy and fast. Wear your courage like a crown. I added a lot of sentiments that aren't necessarily craft related so that like people could make these cards for the women in their lives who need encouragement, because I am always up for an encouragement card. Okay, in case you're new and you didn't know, hi, I do make paper on occasion, design paper, and I design for 5x7 and A2 girlies. I design paper where you get 2 4x6s in one sheet of paper. So what I just did was cut them apart, which is what I've designed them to do. If you don't like those, you've always got the back. I do double-sided so that you have all the options. I designed some paper where it's just one pattern on the whole sheet, and there's more of the halvesies. So, and then ephemera and cut aparts and sometimes sentiments. So there's a lot of options and choices. Okay, so now all we're going to do is take these sheets of paper and we're going to tear them. Let's see, I'm going to tear them. Just like that. Of course, I'm going to save this. Okay, so there's one. Just tearing them in half, kind of. All right. I need to cut myself some more 5x7 card bases. Hi, Ann. Hi, Jason. Hi, Angie. Angie, did you get a random hug yesterday? It was from me. I love how she always says hi to her hubby in the chat. Miss Kendra, hi. I've been getting requests like, hey, can you start doing Kendra's card challenge again? Oh, I'm down to only the card bases I'm not crazy about. Great. Oh, that's okay. Basically, these were given to me. And they're made out of poster board is the only way I can describe them. They're pre-made card bases. But you know how poster board has like a slick, shiny side and it can be scratched up? These are the same way. So I put this shiny side on the inside of the card because I can put a matting layer of paper here, and then at least the front and outside is kind of the more matte side. I've almost used them all up. And look, if I hadn't kept them and I hadn't been using them, I wouldn't have any card bases this morning. So I am grateful for them. Waste not, want not. I'm a horrible crafter this month. I'm behind on anything I can possibly be behind on. Oh, really? Well, you had the kids the extra week out of school, so you just have to give yourself grace. It wasn't a whole month, you know? You don't normally rip paper, but you did yesterday to make a birthday card for cool Johnny. I love that. I did get a hug from you yesterday. Excellent. I am so glad. Okay, now, because these are 4x6, they're not going to cover my card, my 5x7 completely. So let's play around with options. One is that we keep it at 4x6 and keep them straight and kind of in here and even. And we just don't let it bother us. And we give ourselves a big wide border. Whoa, I didn't throw it, I dropped paper everywhere. Now I will tell you, this paper pad is very saturated, it's the first one I ever designed. The patterns are very bold, and it's not your typical paper pad to work with because in most paper pads you can kind of mix any paper with any paper, and although you can do that with this paper pad, this isn't really the embossing folder I wanted, but we're gonna make it work. This is a paper pad where I like to pick pieces of it and mix it with other things. Did y'all hear that photo play closed? And like they're not shipping stuff to anybody else? Like they're done? Like dunsies? Without any kind of like going out of business sale or anything like that? I heard that this weekend, which makes me really sad. I don't know if they're a part of American Greetings, but American Greetings was evidently bought up by some investors, and now we haven't seen any at Maggie Holmes in a long time. We haven't seen any new Jane Hatfield for a long time. You know, Tim's not designing anything. A lot of other crafty businesses have gone out. It's just really sad. Very, very sad. I hear you, Angie. I was thinking that too, that you could put torn pieces across the top and the bottom too. And of course, smaller than this, but yeah. I'm just kind of looking, thinking. I think what I want to do is this, and then I'm going to tear this so it looks intentional. And tear it here and here. Keep the other corners because they're going to butt up into the corners of the card. You guys, I was asked, and I'm so honored that to have been asked. I said yes immediately. I'm going to help some American Heritage girls get their pen and paper arts badge. Let's use Prom Queen. Maybe a little guppy. I'm so excited. I'm so honored that I was asked. So, they have to like interview an artist, ask questions, and then learn their process. And also tour their studio. Now we're doing a virtual tour of my studio because not very many people could fit in here. It's full of craft supplies. And even though my space is not ready to tour, I still immediately said yes because I will get it ready. It's the perfect motivation for me to get it ready. And so I think I'm going to have them. This brush feels crunchy. We're going to do collage cards. This brush is crunchy. I don't know what happened to her. Ew. She's had a hard life, and she's not that old. Interesting. I wonder what ink made her so crunchy. Yeah, she's not going to blend very well. So I have until December 2nd to get it together around here and to get my space ready for, I don't know, a bunch of girls. I don't know how many, but there's going to be a bunch, I think. And part of it, I'm just going to leave as a mess and be like, you know what? This is the real of it. Let's see how I like that. And then we're going to have our girly in the middle. I like it. I like it. I think we need more bold color. So let's take this lightly. Whoops, that's not the lid. This is the lid. So this is Guppy. This is Prom Queen. I love Simon's names for his inks. Oh boy. I like it though. And no, it's not perfect. But it's great. I like it. And then let's get a little bit of water on here because they're definitely water reactive. Lots of great things happening, Biddy. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Salad. Did you swatch all those stellar inks? I did, Gwen. I finished before we left. Hi, Anne-Marie and Marette. How are you? Flo, hello. Found out YouTube is testing. Yeah. Angie did the detective work for us. Found out we're test subjects over here on my channel for a program that they're going to roll out eventually to everybody. So all I knew was I didn't do it. I don't make changes, tech changes. I just don't have it in me. I am way too busy and untechy. Tech defiant almost. Yeah, I think that's what we want. Let's just glue these down now. I don't know if this paper likes water. Probably not. It's not my normal cardstock. I have plenty of cardstock. I just need to get Aretha going. Aretha is my big industrial paper trimmer, and cut up myself another ream of paper to 5x7 because that's how I cut my card bases. I just do a whole ream of paper at once. But when Aretha is not in use, she becomes a hot spot for storage, if you know what I mean. Things get sat on her, so I have to clean her off, declutter her, and then use her. I think swatching inks is a great thing to do when you want to be in the craft room, but you're not feeling real creative. And now just like any queen could go on here. Now these queens were queens I was testing originally when I was designing the papers. These are some of the actual queens from the paper pack. I think I like the bigger one for this particular sketch, but any of them would work. So let's use her, and then let's find her a sentiment. I got 2 of Wear Your Courage Like a Crown cut already. Crafting is a work of heart. Yes, it is. Okay. All right. So I think we'll use her. Let's rough up her edges. Oh gosh, now it's my fault this time. I took my scissors out to garden yesterday. Yesterday I repotted my fiddle fig tree in a bigger pot and some fresh soil because it'll be coming indoors soon because it can't handle the cold. So, and then I went to coffee with my sister-in-law yesterday and we went grocery shopping. It was so much fun. And while we were at the grocery store, they have a greenhouse too. And we went to the greenhouse first because she and I both love flowers and plants, and they had their marigolds out, and she and I both bought some marigolds. So yesterday, one of the things I did was decorate the front porch and took out the summer plants that are no longer vibing, and put in some fresh fall plants, some marigolds, and they're big and beautiful blooms. I just love them. You know I love yellow. So it did bleed through a little bit, the inks, so we'll probably bring some of the ink on the inside too. Now, I think I'll put Wear Your Courage Like a Crown on this card. Crafting is a work of heart. Maybe that one. I have like tons of sentiments in that paper pack that I could choose from. I'm just going with the flow. This is what's here in front of me. And I'm just lazy enough to decide based on that. All right, so that is Crafty Queen. And this is similar to the sheet load. Now I'm making 5x7. The sheet load is designed A2, and I'm not following exactly, but you'll have to go check it out. Because I know there's some beautiful examples. I think Crafty Owl said that there was only like 3 people who did it this month. I would have, but it was gonna collide with my live, and I wanted to be live with you guys. All right. Let's see. Trying to find my new embossing folders. They did come in. Hold on, they might be in the other room. I thought I brought them in here. but I don't see them. So let me BRB. I'll be right back. Well, they're nowhere to be found. I'm pretty sure I did bring them in here. My craft room is such a mess. I don't see them. There they are. It's like I know I couldn't have lost them that quickly. All right. Found them. These are the 3 latest Holtz ones. Numbers. Cobblestone. Well, what's it actually called? Because I don't think that one's called Cobblestone. We'll look and see. And brick. Oh, it is Cobblestone. Look at me. Knowing my Timmy names. We're going to use brick. Because I think we can kind of make it look like graffiti. Should be fun with these bright colors. So let me grab another card base. For anyone who's just signing on, I'm playing with Crafty Queen paper pad today. And I'm sorry, I'm reading y'all's quotes or y'all's chat. I'm playing with Crafty Queen because it's now international thanks to Crafty Critta. You can purchase my paper pads if you're not in America anymore. I've never shipped internationally. Ooh, geez Louise, this man can make things. Look at that brick. See that brick? Look at that brick. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. All right, we're gonna kind of make this, I think we're gonna kind of make this look like graffiti, y'all. Because how fun would that be? Let's put on our pieces. I might not be able to do the whole graffiti look if my pieces are this large. So we might have to tear them down a little bit more. So John has a birthday coming up. Oh, he's here. Hey, my Monday off. When is your birthday, John? You know what I just realized? I think Dr. Shrub is off work today. Lucky duck. All right. John, also, you asked, in comparison to the time that I spend crafting, how much time does Dr. Shrub spend making music? I think he actually spends more time making music than I spend crafting. So, you know, we're equal opportunity around here. I've been observing quietly, lurking and observing so I could answer that question fairly for some time. You asked me that like a month ago. All right. we're going to do, I think that needs to be the lighter color. So these are Sharpie creative markers. They come in a nib option or a brush option. I really like the brush, but we're going to use the nib today. And I want this where it'll fit. I want to frame the graffiti. Ooh, you know what'd be fun? Hold on. This card's about to get funky. All right. Not by me, I'm just reaching for my sprays. Oh my gosh, I just had to have these when Tim released them and I never used them. In fact, this one's never been used. These are the Distress Spritz. Gotta shake it up. Miss Linda Veal's here and Heidi. Just sit in the corner and I'll bring you a cup of tea. Oh, Miss Flo. Flo got her card, y'all. Y'all probably all know, and I was just the only one who didn't see her type that out. Hi, Rhonda Lane. Rhonda Lane. She's a fellow Aussie. I mean, I'm not an Aussie. Kendra's got to head off to work. I'm sure she's long gone. Jill told me, tell everyone hello. She's getting ready for the day. Babies come at 8:30. Wow. Awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So we've got peacock feathers and wilted violet. Ooh. This is going to be fun. And let's do this. Oh gosh, that almost was terrible. Never cut towards yourself. All right. What I want is some like splats, and I want it to kind of run down the walls so it'll look like spray paint. Like that. That was probably more than we needed, but that's okay. Out here, well, in the town that my mom lives in, they have a brick wall that they paint white like this, and then they let graffiti artists come and paint it. They decided just give them a canvas. Geez, they're gonna do it anyways. At least now they have like a dedicated alley, and that was their answer. It seems to have worked, because now all the other beautiful historical buildings aren't graffitied up because they all have a wall and they have a skate park. And the skate park is also a graffiti campus. So they have their places where they can do their work. Smart. I have a bunch of pictures of my kids in front of the graffiti wall when they were younger. Now, I don't know if this mica is going to be very nice to my markers. I am a little concerned about that. And I'm sure we've got some bleed through going on over here. Oh yeah, we sure do. But that's okay. These spritzes are different because they're not like the other sprays where it's like a saturated color. They're really different, but they have a lot of mica in them. All right, so let's bring our paper back in. I might leave the paper out on this one. I hope they don't ruin my markers. I hope this ink, the Distress Spritz doesn't run my markers, but let's see. Because I'm pretty sure it'll lift. Ooh, it's going to be hard to draw on a surface like this. John, did you see, I was leaving the other day when you came in to Desiree's chat, but did you see my message about how Young Z has your card up in his living room? Only one. And you know, that was from months ago, but he liked it well enough to put it up and display it and not take it down. He put it up actually in the spot that it's in just like a month ago. That really meant a lot to him. Thank you. And I know it'll mean a lot to you to know, you know, a young 15-year-old liked your card enough to bring it out of his room and put it up in his living room by his PlayStation and his Xbox. I mean, that's pretty strong testament, I think. Let's see. Huskers almost blew it, but held strong at the end. I saw that Jason was at the game on Instagram. I had to ask the other day if it was football season. Oh, I'm not aware of such things. I mean, I knew we went to homecoming for the high schoolers, and I guess it makes sense that that means it's full football season for everyone. But I just wanted to confirm. I think the markers are going to make it. All right. I don't know if I like this, but you don't know until you try, and it's only paper, and if I need to throw it in the garbage, I can. I like the concept. I don't know if I like the execution of it. I like the concept of the brick wall and graffiti and bright colors. So Crafty Queen. And then we're going to pop one of these honeys on there. And I'll fussy cut around her so she looks like she was painted on the wall. I think it's going to be the one that's right there right now. Mainly because I think she'll be the easiest to fussy cut around. And I like that she's kind of, I think she'll blend well. And she's got blue hair. We've got blue writing. I saw, I get Pear Blossom Press email, and I saw the email on Saturday where they announced World Fussy Cutting Day. You did a whole sheet load, Heidi? Awesome. Already? Since yesterday? Or did you do, I want to do the other sheet load for this month too. I love that Crafty Owl's doing the rewind as well as, you know, the monthly, because then you get 2 sheet loads a month. What's better than 1 sheet load? 2. Granted, they're rewinds, so she's released them before and she's not changing them, but like, not everyone's a member of hers, and not everyone has known about Crafty Owl as long as me or us, you know? So, the rewind is really cool. I want to get back into Oh So Inspired as well, because that was for me very fun, because I just needed to take a bit of inspiration and make it my own. I think that was kind of the perfect fit for me, but I love my sheet load sketches too. There's just only so much time in the day. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Okay, let's put some of this spray on there. I know, if you like it, leave it alone, right? But no. But actually, no. I think we need more spray. Miss Paula Rice. Did everybody get their craft roulette cards done? I want some more purple, and I've got seedless preserves right here. So let me shake these up and read y'all's comments. You turn 60. It's 12 days after Dr. Shrub. So Dr. Shrub is the 13th, the 25th, huh? All right. Geez, I know a lot of Scorpios, and I like them. I know people, now I don't do astrology and all that, but I don't think Leos and Scorpios are supposed to hit it off quite like I hit it off with Scorpios. My husband's a Scorpio, like his whole family almost are Scorpios, and I happen to like them quite a bit. All right. Angie's telling me to be careful. Natalie, brick emboss works on the entire card. I can't say that about all embossing folders. Oh yeah, John, they don't all work for you. But yeah, no, the brick definitely is working. I'll take care of the insides later. Okay, that should be mixed enough to get us through our day. Now, you'll be able to see the difference between like a regular distress spray, right? And these are like watered down mica, if you will. And these are full power. Excitement, energy, energy. Angie, why do I need to be careful? Hi, Cheryl. Hey, honey. Cheryl, do you watch the Canine Caravan? The shorts? The lady with she picks up the dogs, and we're using all the sprays today. Now, this is Mica Stain. This is a good card so you can see. Whoops, didn't mean to put that right there. I thought I was putting it right here. That's okay. I kind of am thinking about going over the letters one more time anyways. But they're so cute. And my favorite videos are when they celebrate a dog's birthday. Those are my favorite. But all she does is she records sometimes the dogs getting on the bus, but mainly it's just their treat time. Maddie, hello. Fortunately, a 12-hour drive to Lincoln is out of the question just for my birthday. Oh, John, that's no way to think. You would drive 12 hours for Jill's birthday. You're worth it. You're worth it. Dr. Shrub drove me 12 hours. It was actually a lot more than that. We spent 8 days getting me to Paper Ganza and back, and it wasn't even my birthday. Biddy Penny, the graffiti artist. Not quite. Today, yes, because it's on a card. Real life, not so much. This is a fun, you know, hopefully this encourages y'all. If you get a vision, it's just paper. In the end of the day, this is a white piece of paper. It's not that big of a deal. There's always a trash can. That's all I can say. But if you don't try it, you won't know. No card left behind, you know? Just give it a try. Just the card grungier. Yeah. How you doing, Natalie? It's been a little while, and I'm so happy to see you. Now that I see this, a brick embossing folder would be great. Multiple uses. Yeah. Yeah, brick, you can't go wrong with brick. It doesn't all have to be graffiti. Yeah, that was an instant. First, no, I have to say, I was very responsible. I went to my stash and made sure I didn't have a brick embossing folder this size, and I didn't. And then I easily purchased it. And I didn't have the numbers. I had cobblestone, but it was small. And I don't even know if I'm going to keep my small embossing folders anymore. So I said yes, add to cart. All right, let's go back over these. Just make them a little more bold, a little more filled in. These are nice too, John, because, you know, you can definitely use these for an A2. And what Tim has done is he's resized these larger folders, so the scale is larger and different than the small folders. So, you know, they're not actually the same. They're not, it's not that they're just bigger, but they're scaled. The scale of the image is also bigger, which is really cool. Because, you know, he thinks of everything. Now we're going to go back in and make this a little more bold. I'm just going to clean my marker off. Guess what? It's a 4-day school week around here in these parts. I think I'll be crafting on Halloween. Isn't Halloween Friday? I think I'll be crafting with you guys that morning. You get an extra day out of me this week. I think she misspoke, Maddie. Oh, Biddy Penny. I did see that. It warmed my heart. It was your blending design, by the way. Oh, yeah, good. I'm glad you saw that. Did Young Z move out? He has his own living room? Yeah, he kind of does. It's supposed to be the kids' living room, but he took over it at a young age. And so Sparkle Heart just uses the main family living room. And Young Z kind of does have his own living room to himself. It has a weight machine in it, total body, like weight lifting machine. That is for the whole family, but he's really focused on weightlifting. And then it has his Xbox and his PS5 in there, and it's got you know, a TV and a couch. And then I do have my standing work desk in there. I have two work desks, one for standing and one for sitting, because my standing one has a walking pad so I can get my steps in when I'm standing. But sometimes I'm just lazy and I just sit all day. More often than not, that's the case these days. Okay, so this is our Crafty Queen graffiti wall. And this is the queen. Who's going on the graffiti wall? Ooh, I've got some ideas. We might stamp some crafty things on it. I don't know. If he has his own living room, he might not ever move out, which I'm actually fine with. I'm not in any hurry for my kids to go anywhere, especially in this crazy world we live in. I am just fine with them staying here as long as they want. I'm about to get rid of all my old stamps, you guys. I'm gonna do it. I'm about to just clear out my whole filing cabinet of my old stamps that I used to use, all my cute critters, all my things that I've dug through twice to do destashes. I think I'm just gonna get rid of all of it. Let it go. Kind of wild, kind of crazy. All right, I have these paint brushes. I'm not going to stamp them directly on here because it won't go well. So I'm going to stamp them on a different piece of paper and cut them out and glue them on. All right, let's use VersaFine. Okay, time to go to work. Oh, I hope Jason's having a good day. Have a great day, Jason. All right. Angie, I should have known you'd have, you know, a sweet husband because you're such a sweetheart yourself. I'm so glad you do. I have a really sweet husband too. It's pretty awesome. All right, I'm just reaching for some scraps now. That didn't go so well because this is watercolor paper for one. I think I'm gonna like them better on, let me stamp them on white. This was a fail. Scrap piece of white, here we go. Everyone saying bye to Jason. Thank you for doing that, everybody, because I did get behind. Oh, you're a wait, what? Are you a Sagittarius? Sagittarius start in November? At the end of November? My hubby's a Scorpio. I don't know when it flips because I really don't pay attention. There's really not a sign that I don't get along with that I know of. But there, you know, you just look at your friend groups, you go, look around, you go, oh, I have a lot of Scorpios or whatever it is. So I guess there's just certain people that can tolerate me or that you gravitate towards more than others. This is a red lead paperwork stamp. I need to, well, I should probably stay off their website, but I was going to say I need to go check out, see if they have a Christmas release out. Oh my goodness, I love their stamps. They're all red rubber. Well, actually, I think they do maybe have photopolymer, maybe a few. Mainly they're all red rubber that I know of. I think they might all be. And I just love the kind of illustrations that they do. I'll let you guys know when the D-stash happens. Sparkle Heart and Young Z are on it. They're going to be helping me take photos and get them listed on my website for a small price, of course. All right, let's cut out some brushes for the Crafty Queen. Let's see how it goes. We'll just do 2 because I may not like it at all. Just feel like it could use a little something else. But maybe not. I don't think I'm gonna like it. I turned 65 on November 23rd. You're a Sagittarius. Oh, cool. You and John are just 2 days apart. Maddie? How exciting. Y'all are both hitting milestones. I mean, I don't know. I think 60 and 65 are both milestones. 60 is the start of a whole new decade. 65 is like, I'm out of here. I'm free. Free at last. Retirement. Yeah, I don't really like it, unfortunately. I thought I would. That's okay. I think we're going to leave those off. It's fine. I'll use them on another card another day. Well, we took a left at Albuquerque, didn't we? Oh, thanks, Rhonda Lane. I'm celebrating the fact that my stuff is in Australia now, my paper. Crafty Critta's carrying it. We're starting with 2 paper pads. Michelle wanted Crafty Queen. And then I suggested 4 Seasons because I didn't have any more, and because it was so popular. Every time I restocked it, it would sell out. So I thought hopefully that would be good for them and good for their business too. I think I'm just going to leave it like this, and I'll deal with the inside later, but I'm kind of running out of time here. Let me pull out an A2 card base because I got lots of those. I just don't have any in my 5x7s right now. You know what I was thinking about making the other day too, that I was so into and then fell off of, were the A1s, which is the, what do y'all call them? 4-bar cards. I don't want to use silver though. But yeah, I need to get back on my 4-bar kick because those are really fun cards to make. I've got these gray card bases, an A2. The be careful was from when you almost stabbed yourself with scissors. Yeah, okay. That makes perfect sense, Angie. Oh my gosh. John, you got your Reserve Military Retirement papers yesterday. Good job. Way to go. Okay, these strips now. I'm going to use these on an A2. And we're just going to make some quick and easy A2s until it's time for, I mean, it's really time for me to go, but I've gotten so used to pushing it to the limit around here. Should be like my middle name. That we're just going to just make a couple more. Why not? So when I was designing Crafty Queen, I thought about not only card makers, and not only about the paper arts, but I thought about all the crafty queens in our lives, you know, the ones that quilt, crochet, make jewelry. There's a lot of different kinds of crafty queens that I thought it would be fun to honor in our card making, you know. So this one has the quilt on it. So you could make these and send them to a family member who quilts. I have some really pretty beads. I have ceramics. So I try to put in different crafty mediums. I need to clean off my desk because this base is getting dirty. Hold on. Shall only take a second. And probably my hands aren't helping. I need to wipe them off too. Shredded that one. All right. There we go. It's got paint, ink, spray. That'll be enough not to have some transfer. See what I'm talking about? That needed to be cleaned off. Okay. There's one. Paperwork can mess with your mind. Yeah, isn't it? Even like, you know, I was explaining that to my husband the other day about like an an ADD mind is like, you can procrastinate things. They seem so big. And there's the ceramics, by the way. And then this is paint. That you put them off because they seem so big, or there's so much weight to them. And then you finally do them and you're like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. It took me 20 minutes. I don't know why some of our brains work that way, mine included. But I guess knowledge is power. So just knowing that my brain works that way, I can work to correct it. And go, no, self, that's not that big of a deal. You can do it. It's only going to take you 20 minutes. I do find for myself that timing myself on things, that's how I became a fussy cutter, y'all. I used to hate fussy cutting. But then one day I timed myself and I realized, self, it really doesn't take that much time to fussy cut. And you could save a whole lot of money not buying those coordinating dies every time you buy a stamp set. And it saved me a ton of money, and it all came down to me timing it and seeing that it really didn't take that much time. And that was it. So for me, definitely timing things makes a difference. Di, we're thinking about you every day. Anne was asking how you're feeling. We all hope you're feeling better for sure. Yeah. Yesterday, Di was in Desiree's live and I was like, I'm sorry I put you on blast, but you know, you love somebody, you care about somebody, then you want to rally the troops. And say, let's all put her in our thoughts and prayers. Okay, una más. The spray paint. So if you don't want to do what I did today, my graffiti wall, I understand. But there are like painty blobs in this paper pack as well. The company that I use to manufacture my papers reached out to me recently too, and they said, hey, we just want to know. We want you to know we miss making your paper. And if you need any help, let us know. So it's like, I'm getting signs. I'm getting signs it's time to return to making some paper. I figured they were too busy to miss little old me. All right. Now we're going to slap some queens on it, and I'm going to run to the kitchen and make lunch real quick and drive to the bus stop and then come back to the house and do more things. Jennifer, hello. Hi, Bethany. I got behind today. I got behind on Friday too. I need to stop stopping my chat. It's a really bad thing for me to stop my chat. I just want to read what everyone's saying. I am going to have a new D-Stash listing, Paula. Paula, I'll give you a heads up because I know you were like, I'm having to check every day. And I'll give you guys a heads up when it goes live. And I'll come on and show everything in the D-Stash too. Make sure all my lids are nice and tight on the markers. If you lived here, I would probably give them to you. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I need to go see Sala's stream from yesterday. Okay, so there's also some like watercolor queens. So I did queens in 2 different styles. There's like these beautiful watercolor kind of queens. And then there's these these queens that are kind of constructed with like paper doll queens. Let's call it that. That's the best way to describe it. So we got like paper doll queens, and then we've got watercolor queens. And I tried to have a lot of diversity because I think it's important. So let's put a watercolor queen with this one. Ooh, I really like her. I've always liked this lady. Let's see. Ooh, but I think she might go better with that. And then I put queens of different ages too. I wanted to, oh, I think she goes well with this. Okay, so we've got our queens picked out. Let me grab some scraps and I'll mat them up. I keep all my colored, solid colored cardstock in a little envelope. Well, it's not very little and it's quite full, but for moments like this. Pick a color, any color. All right, we don't have time to be picky. I wanted to see if these thinner strips would work. No, they're not wide enough. All right, no problem. I just want to have a little border, mat them. Oh, there's another quilt. So there's actually 2 quilts, 2 different quilt patterns in this paper pack. That's right, Angie. That's why we're celebrating everybody's birthday this year. Every month we're celebrating our crafty friends' birthdays because they're all special. These are paint can lids. I need to move that over as much as possible if I'm going to have a border. I probably should have moved it over even more, but there's glue there now, so that's as far over as I can get it. And then let's put this gal down here. So I do have Crafty Queens in my shop, but I do not have Four Seasons anymore. And I'm not planning on restocking it at this time. So for now, that one will be pretty much just available at Crafty Critta. All right. One. I'm trying to catch up to y'all. Truly and sincerely. She's a little crooked on her paper. I think if we distress it, it'll be fine. Just distress the edges. And then I think she's good. I like the little bit of extra. It's kind of like a faux Polaroid look. We just got to slap these girls on paper so I can go. So all y'all can go. Angie, yeah. You and me both. I'd like to retire before then too. Okay, I got to remember where everybody went. This girl went with the quilts. Because see, I liked her crown with the quilts. I think that's a nice look. And then, it doesn't matter which one these go on, but I think I had her here and this one here. Yep. All right, so let's glue these down. I hear you, bird. I will have to come back and do the sentiments later. I'm going to pick them from the paper pack. There's a whole bunch of sentiments. Again, they don't have to be crafty. That's why I did the watercolor queens, because there's nothing that indicates that they're crafty, and there's a lot of sentiments that don't have anything to do with crafting either. So there's options. All right. Wham bam, we made 5 cards and 3 of them in about 10 minutes. Thank you, Jennifer. It's very exciting. It's very, very exciting. Hi, Reagan. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hi, Kristen Sawyer. So good to see you too. Sorry it took me so long to say hello. I know y'all been here a while. I'm Team Fussy Cutting. Can do it while watching videos and shows. Yeah. So we've got this really wild graffiti card. We've got these more mellow cards that are really based on this month's Sheet Load Rewind. This one as well, but it's a 5x7. These are A2. That is everything that I made today. Maybe in this stack somewhere you found some inspiration, or in our process some way, somehow. I hope you found some inspiration today. These paintbrushes may be used on these other cards. I could probably bring in the paintbrushes and then my sentiment, but I'll have to do all that later. So they're not quite done yet. They're just as done as they get for now, because I've got places to go, people to see, things to do. I'm sure all of you do too. I know, Linda Gorman is so positive. It is fun to be with her. Crafty Ho-Ho, hey girlfriend. How are you? Andrea, so good to see you. Hi to the hubs. Tell them hi from us. Mr. Andre. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Crafty Ho-Ho, if I had your address, I'd send you one of these. Probably this one because she reminds me of your big, beautiful smile. I love your big, beautiful smile. Okay. So you can email it to me or you can message me on Instagram. I'll send you this one. All right. I'll save it for you. No rush because I'm really slow, but just when you get a chance. You're doing your makeup and I love it. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm done. I will be back with you on Thursday and probably Friday this week. So that'll be fun, and Saturday. So we'll get an extra day with Halloween thrown in the mix. Can't miss a holiday around here. That would just be wrong. All right, I will see all of y'all later. Have a super awesome Monday and a really good week, and I'll be back with you on Thursday. Bye, everyone.